This video demonstrates the cost center sync between ServiceTitan and Inova. For this demonstration, we're going to use the business unit, but this sync will also work with projects, roles, activities, timesheet codes, jobs, appointments, customers, and locations. So we'll begin by going in ServiceTitan and adding a new business unit. Let's give this one a name, call it West, fill in some of the required information here. And we'll also go to the address tab and just add an address. Click Save. Then we're going to toggle over to our sandbox in Inova and run the sync to bring over that new business unit. When we refresh the page, we'll see a new business unit called West has been created, which also includes that address that we set up within ServiceTitan. Changes will sync as well. So if we go back into ServiceTitan and edit, we'll rename this to North, and then we'll also just make a quick address change as well. Save those changes and run the sync. And when we refresh our business unit list in Inova, we'll see that West has been renamed to North, and it has brought over that address change that we made as well. This video will demonstrate the time off sync from Inova into ServiceTitan. When time off is requested in Inova, the pending requests will sync over to the dispatch board. And then once those requests are approved or rejected, they will be updated accordingly on the dispatch board. So for this example, we're going to enter a vacation request. And in this case, we'll do a multiple days request, but your technicians are also able to do partial day requests where they specify that they need time off from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or just for a bulk number of hours where they wouldn't have a specific start and stop time. But in this case, we'll do multiple days, and we'll request the 25th through the 26th, 8 hours a day. Submit that request. And then we will toggle over to our dispatch board in ServiceTitan. And so as we're doing that, the sync just ran. And we'll see that pending approval time off appeared on the 25th, as well as on the 26th. So now we'll toggle back over into Inova and refresh our managers page so that we can see those pending time off requests. And we're going to approve one and reject the other. So the request on August 25th, we're going to approve. And then the request on the 26th, we're going to reject. Go back over to our dispatch board and run the sync. And you can see that entry on the 25th just updated to approved as we were looking at it. And on the 26th, you'll see that entry is no longer visible, so it is not preventing that technician from being scheduled. This video demonstrates the technician sync from Inova to ServiceTitan. And while this video shows the technician sync, the employee sync works exactly the same. So in Inova, we're going to hire a new employee. So we'll just work through these fields and get them populated. Now that we've populated all the information for this employee and created their record, we will run the sync to bring them over into ServiceTitan. Go over to our ServiceTitan tab and refresh. And we have the Fred Flintstone record created for him in ServiceTitan. So now we'll sync over some changes. So we go back to the technician's profile. We'll edit his profile here in ServiceTitan so we can see some of the field detail, but we'll just make a change to his address on the Inova side. Just update this to a new number and click save. And then rerun our sync. We go back into ServiceTitan now and refresh that profile. Give it one more refresh there. And the address has been updated. Then the last piece too is the account status syncing over. So if an employee is terminated in Inova, then their profile will be deactivated in ServiceTitan. So if we go to the personal information section and mark this employee as terminated, we'll rerun that sync. I'll go back over to ServiceTitan and refresh that technician's profile. You can see Fred Flintstone is no longer listed here as an active technician. We can update our filter to only show inactive. They've now been brought over to that list.
My name's Coral Martin. I'm the owner of One Tom Plumber Space Coast in Melbourne, Florida. And I was really looking for a solution that integrated directly with ServiceTitan and just made things seamless for us. Also, when I saw Inova was working on efficiencies to integrate with ServiceTitan and make our lives easier when we were processing payroll for our staff, I was extremely intrigued. The other reason that I moved over to Inova is I was really looking for great customer service, which I wasn't receiving from the payroll company that I had previous to this. And I think we've been with you guys now for almost 6 months. And there's never a time that I've had a question, or even during onboarding before those 6 months, that it wasn't responded to same day. And most of the time, it wasn't even over an hour and I would get a response back, or immediate with a phone call or email or whatever it might have been. It's been absolutely, a great experience for us and for, our technicians as well, if they had issues, or our employees, because we're getting immediate response. The onboarding process was great though. It was laid out efficiently. We knew exactly what was going to happen. And the next steps, they walked through how to do our first 3 or 4 payrolls with us hand in hand, because she was very nervous switching from one program to another. The integration between Inova and ServiceTitan, it creates so many efficiencies because that's the program we're living in all the time. So it's really important that we have those things intertwined with each other. My experience with Inova from start to finish was just absolute professionalism and really a focus on making our life easier.